Okay, so the first time I tried to record this, the audio didn't save or something happened. It's the first time I'm doing this, so I hope this one works. So the title of my project is Closing Those Rings. Um, and then my name's Carlotta, in case you didn't know. So what's it going to be? I decided the behavior I wanted to track was moving my body and working out more. So from there, I took it to 3 times a week. I wanted to try to work out. And for my behavioral or my operational definition, I have to work out 3 times a week, which meant closing my exercise ring on my Apple Watch set at 30 minutes a day with any given workout of my choice. And the reason I chose this behavior to track was for a few different reasons. One, since being in quarantine, I've felt very stationary, not motivated to get up in the morning. Since I have nothing to go do, it's been harder to want to go do things. So I thought this would be a great motivator to get me up and going. Two, I wanted to become healthier and stronger. I used to do a lot of sports, but it's hasn't happened recently, so I wanted to get moving more. And I was hoping it would improve my mental health, therefore affecting the people around me. If I'm happier, other people might be happier also. So that was my social significance behind why I chose this behavior. From there, what got me going? So for my intervention originally, I chose to recruit my sister, my younger sister, to keep me accountable for running. That was the initial workout I wanted to start getting into. And that worked for like a week, and then she was back onto e-learning after her spring break. So I had to find another incentive to implement. So I chose shopping. While in quarantine, I have wanted to shop a lot. The stores are closed. I can't shop. So I thought this was the perfect opportunity to combine the two and motivate myself with a new pair of leggings at the end of the 3 weeks if I stuck with it and worked out 3 times a week. So this is my graph. On the x-axis, you can see the weeks. So the 3 weeks for baseline data as well as the 4 weeks for my intervention data. And on the y-axis is the number of days during those weeks I closed my exercise rings. So for the baseline data, I took the 3 weeks before quarantine started, and how many times I worked out during those 3 weeks when nothing was motivating me. There was no intervention in place. And then after that, I entered a phase change line and added the 4 weeks of intervention after that, ending April 19th. Let's see. So here is a figure of my Apple Watch data. It's essentially just a screenshot of the data that my Apple Watch collects at the end of the day. So you can see March 2nd through the 8th is the first week of my baseline data. And I decided to focus on the green ring, which is the exercise ring. I'll explain why more in a minute. So I was looking at the green rings. I'm pointing to it, not that you can see, but I was focusing on the green rings. So I counted how many days during the week the whole ring was filled. Additionally, I set my weeks from Monday to Sunday. One, because that's how the Apple Watch collects the data, and it was just easier to transfer it over into a graph. So you can see the 3 weeks before quarantine and then the intervention was implemented, I did not work out a single time. And if we go back to my graph, you can see it was 0, 0, and 0. From there, when I implemented my intervention on starting March 23rd, I worked out 3 times that week. And then going back to my graph, you can see every week on, I added a day within the week that I worked out. This wasn't intentional. I just was really motivated, really excited to work out, and so I did. So from there, it was like 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5, and then 6. And this also just wasn't running. There was an online Zumba class I was taking. Me and my sister started this workout program. So it was a bunch of different things that I was using to fill those exercise rings. Additionally, I wanted to choose a behavior I was going to be able to successfully succeed in, but also push myself I thought about tracking all of the rings, like trying to fill up every single ring in my Apple Watch. The red calculates calories burned throughout the day, and then the blue is while you're wearing the watch, how many hours during that time you stood up. And oftentimes they did coincide with each other. If the green ring, if the exercise ring is closed, so is the calorie one. But I did take off my watch earlier in the night most nights, therefore not closing the blue ring all the time. So I minimized, like I made my experiment smaller so that it would be a little easier to achieve, while also still pushing me to motivate myself. Um, So from there, was it a success? I think it was a great success. I'm still working out now. I work out 4 to 5 days a week. Me and my sister, like I said, are doing a current workout program on YouTube with different YouTube videos. It's like a 14-day challenge. It's really fun. I really love how much stronger I'm feeling. My mental health is so much better. I'm happier. It's just like it's been really good for me. I also did buy the leggings, so that incentive was very good. It allowed me to go shopping in a time that we really can't go shopping, but also I bought something that can be used for working out. So it again motivated myself to work out even more. As you saw by the Apple Watch data, I filled in all my rings a lot of the times. This, to keep in mind, the days that I didn't fill out my rings, it could have been raining, weather could have been bad, but a lot of the times when those were the case, I tried to work out inside, as opposed to going for a run or something. For my IOA data, I should have taken it into account at the beginning of the experiment, to track the days I did work out with my sister, because then at that point I could have taken her Apple Watch data along with my Apple Watch data and compare the two, to see if they tracked the same amount of time, if they were both closed, etc. Unfortunately, I didn't think about it, and I didn't note those days any differently than the days I worked out on my own, so I wasn't able to compare them. Also, she works out more since she's a softball player, so she has more workout, like more time in her workout closed. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to take IOA data. I should have thought about that ahead, but I do think my Apple Watch data is accurate, along with, I know I worked out, so that is my project. So thank you.